Hello, I'm Kirby Jacobson. In this presentation, I'm going to offer tips, concepts, and examples of how to get the most resonance out of a snare drum. The most resonance. To start, in general, thin heads will ring more than thicker heads. It'll give you more ring. There are exceptions, kind of shell, how you tune, etc., etc. I'm simply offering a suggested guide here. A 6.5-inch shell, a deep shell, will ring longer than a 5-inch shell. Again, there are exceptions, but similar heads, similar tuning, 6.5 is gonna resonate more. I guess it just has more room to bounce around the sound waves. I don't know. Vintage snares in general fare better with thinner heads. Some of the old vintage wood snares, and I have some, have very thick edges on them, and they sound great with thinner heads. In particular, rainbow ambassadors, top and bottom. Ambassadors will give you perhaps the best sonic qualities a drum has to offer. The most natural representation of the tonal spectrum a drum has to offer. I do have Evans G1s on a couple snares, and they work great. I like them a lot as well. Now, tuning is an important start to this whole process. So, let me start by saying a bent rim or a wood shell that's not out of round, that's not true. In other words, a head won't fit flat on it. It won't make contact all the way around the shell. These things will make tuning all but impossible. I mean, you can put the head on, crank it up, but when you tap around the periphery, you're going to hear some funky overtones, and you'll never quite get it right. And I have a tom-tom like that. It has these overtones, and it never quite sounds in tune. It's probably 90% true, but not quite. And it's not a bent rim because I've checked the rims. So if those two factors are in order, let's assume they are. You'll finger tighten the tension rods all the way around, as tight as you can get them. When you apply the tension with a key, I don't do more than a quarter turn, usually half a turn maximum. Try not to use a drill where you're doing multiple, mega turns to loosen or to tighten. You can bend a rim that way. You can mess up a head that way. I've done it both. I've done it all, and I've learned from that. So we have it finger tight. We're going to start wherever you want to start. Quarter turn, half turn, go straight across, and then I'll go clockwise. So we started here, go to the adjacent lug, quarter turn, half turn, straight across. Adjacent lug, straight across. Okay, 6, 8, 10, 12 lug drum, same process. If you want more pop, perhaps more resonance out of a drum, give the bottom head a few sequences of cranking. Crank up the bottom head. There is a part 2 to this presentation where I'll show you different size snare drums and wood and metal that are the result of what I've described above. Stay tuned.